Thank you, Mr Speaker. I'd like to congratulate the honourable member for Tottenham in securing this very important urgent question. It's imperative, Mr Speaker, that the victims of the Windrush scandal are compensated justly for the terrible treatment they endured. And I was a member of the Joint Committee on Human Rights, which took evidence from two of the victims of this disgraceful scandal. And anyone who heard their testimony about the effect of wrongful detention, years of persecution and threatened deportation would regard some of the amounts in this scheme as derisory. After a year-long wait for the compensation scheme, it's very disappointing that it has serious flaws, some of which have already been enumerated by others, and it does indeed seem to be a great deal more mean than was suggested by the Home Secretary at the dispatch box previously, when he said that there would be no cap on the scheme. But it's clear that a cap's been introduced through the back door by applying internal caps on payouts, which will effectively equate to caps on how much individuals receive. As has already been said, some of the payouts that are set out here are wholly unacceptable. £250 per month for people who were rendered homeless as a result of this unjust treatment, and a maximum award of £500 for legal fees. Now, the Home Secretary is refusing to compensate people for the full cost of immigration law advice because he claims you don't need legal advice to make an immigration application. But any of us who deal with immigration issues in our constituencies, surgeries, know that not to be the case. And those of us who studied closely the Home Office files of the individuals who gave evidence to the Joint Committee on Human Rights will tell you that it was only with the assistance of lawyers that they managed to disentangle themselves from this mess. So isn't it time for the Home Secretary to admit that removing legal aid from immigration matters was a huge error, and that the government must fully compensate those of the Windrush generation who had to pay out of their own pockets to defend themselves against this state injustice? And does the Minister accept that minimal payouts under this scheme will not achieve anything near justice for these people? And does she agree with me that if the government were seriously, truly serious about rectifying the wrongs of this scandal, they would look at this scheme anew, and they would also scrap the hostile environment, which already is threatening to have the same impacts on EU citizens applying for settled status?